Now, of a boxing legend, Sugar Ray Leonard. What sort of impact is the contest actually making in America?
It's making a huge impact because the people here in the U.S., they got a chance to know who Ricky Hatton is and where he's from and what he's accomplished. They pretty much know Floyd Mayweather from his fights with Oscar De La Hoya.
And Mayweather's character, he seems very full of himself at times. How do you describe his character?
Well, to say he's full of himself is kind of an understatement, but he backs it up. That's all that matters. I think that this fight here on paper, you will give Floyd Mayweather the edge. Naturally, he possesses so much hand speed. He's extremely confident, which borders on arrogance, but that's cool too. And he's just an amazing athlete, just an amazing guy with natural gifts. But knowing Ricky Hatton and what this fight, a win, would mean to him, I think that it could be an upset.
You think that Ricky Hatton could cause an upset?
Ricky has to be Ricky Hatton. He'd go in there and just, like he did Costa Zoo. That's the Ricky Hatton that will give and beat a guy like Floyd Mayweather.
So who do you actually think is going to win the contest, Ray?
You know, basically it's whoever is able to maintain their fight plan, stick to their guns, not lose their composure, and not get careless. That's the guy who will win the fight.
And who is your money actually on? Who do you predict will win?
My head tells me Floyd Mayweather, but my heart tells me Ricky Hatton because I had a chance to meet him, and I like him a lot.
Let's hope he's right. That was Sugar Ray Leonard. Let's gauge opinion now from Britain's former heavyweight champion Lennox Lewis. Both Hatton and Mayweather are unbeaten. So who's the favourite?
The favourite is obviously Floyd because of the fact that he's got good boxing style. He's very quick. He's got movement. Nobody really can catch up with him, and nobody's really figured out the puzzle surrounding him, how to beat him. And I would say for Hatton really has to rough him up, put him against the ropes, and beat him up and hurt him so he's not able to walk around, dance around the ring and get away from his shots.
What do you make of Mayweather's character? I mean, he's been suggesting that he's a better boxer than Sugar Ray Leonard and a better boxer than Muhammad Ali. What do you say to that?
I don't know about Sugar Ray. I definitely know about Muhammad. He's not a better boxer than Muhammad, you know, and he's not a heavyweight, so that's what's killing him right there. You know, if he was a heavyweight and then he was boxing like the way he was boxing, then I would have to say, okay, let's look at it carefully. But no, as far as Sugar Ray, he's definitely a finisher. Sugar Ray is one of these guys that will knock you out. Floyd is not a knockout puncher. He's more of a counter puncher. When he boxes, he looks like he's doing martial arts in there because, you know, he's quick and he moves around. But as far as the finishing is concerned, I think he lacks on that one.
Who do you expect to win, Lennox?
Well, I expect Floyd to win by points and Ricky Hatton to win by a knockout.
Yeah. So you think if Hatton's got to do it, he's got to knock him out in those first 4 rounds, probably?
No doubt. He's got to really impose his will, go on like a madman in there, and really go at it.
Who do you actually think will end up as winner on the evening, Lennox?
I would have to say Floyd at this moment. Whether Ricky Hatton can do it, I would love to see him do it, and I would say he has a great chance of doing it because of how he is and how he boxes as a boxer.
If Hatton was to win, where would that put him in terms of all-time great British boxers, do you think, and then indeed in all-time greats in world boxing?
Oh, definitely put him very high, and I think it would be quite an accomplishment on his part, quite an accomplishment for British boxing, and it definitely would put him in the record books.
Well, of course, it's going to be a great night. You, of course, had lots of memorable moments, and just for a moment, I'd like you to listen to this, if you would.
Lewis, a right uppercut and a left hook. Tyson holds on, tries to throw a left hook of his own. Mike Tyson is desperately tired. Right uppercut inside from Tyson did land. And Lewis looks tired as he tries to throw the big right hand, and he gets it. right over the top, and Tyson is down. His nose is bloodied, his eyes are bloodied, and he looks up at the lights above the ring, and that is the end of an era, the end of Mike Tyson, and Lennox Lewis rules supreme in the 8th round. It is Lennox Lewis by knockout.
Lennox, when you listen back to that, what do you feel?
As I could hear the crowd, it's like I'm there. And it's quite an accomplishment that I've accomplished, and it's a part of history, and it's something to remember and marvel at.
And when you listen back to that commentary and knowing what a big fight is taking place in Vegas, does it not for one second make you think, I'd like to be part of that scene again? Do you ever think like that?
Well, no, not really, because I've got so many memories to remind me of those great fights that I had. And even when you play them and I listen to them, it just all of a sudden rebounds, and I remember that moment, and it's just great. It's a great feeling that comes over me when I hear things like that or remember a fight.
Have you had offers again in the past 6 months with promoters saying come back and fight again? Has it happened again recently?
Yeah, actually in China, they want me to come over there and box.
Any chance?
No. Time for the young ones to take over and to go on and try and accomplish what I've accomplished.
Yeah, so there's absolutely no amount of money that would ever persuade you to do it again. I mean, it's very sensible, but there's no amount of money that would persuade you to do it?
No amount of money, and I'm winking through the phone.
Let me ask you finally about David Haye. As you mentioned, it's been a good time for British boxing. The cruiserweight champion. If he steps up to heavyweight, what is he going to do in that division, do you think?
Well, you know, one thing about David, he has good speed at that weight. And even if he steps up at a heavyweight, he would beat a lot of heavyweights because of just overall speed. When you step up, you get more money, so I think that's what's really pushing him to step up. And, you know, if you look at Evander Holyfield kind of did the same thing, where he realized that there was always more money in the heavyweights, and he realized there's a lot of heavyweights that he can beat. But there's always that, you know, that chance that, you know, all of a sudden there's going to be a 6'8" heavyweight come by, and there's just a drastic mismatch between both fighters. So that's the only thing that I see for Dave. But Dave is a great fighter. He's improved a lot, and, you know, he's stuck with it. You know, he has to just pick his fights very carefully.
Can he be a heavyweight champion of the world, do you think?
Yes, I mean, of course. Evander Holyfield did it, so I don't think why, you know, no other fighter can do it. Obviously, there's other boxers with great talent, such as David Haye, and he's definitely able to do that.
Lennox, it's always a pleasure to have you on the programme. Thank you very much indeed.
All right, thanks for having me. Peace.
Lennox Lewis on the line from America. Reaction from David Haye coming up in just a second.